Hello students, lesson number 5, food safety. In this lesson inside, we seen the different reasons of the food spoilage, factors which are responsible for the food spoilage, qualitative and quantitative spoilage of the food that we had seen. Okay, and today we start, and one more thing we had seen, that is the 16th October in whole world it is celebrated as a World Food Day. Now we'll see the next part of the lesson, and the next part is the food storage and the preservation. Okay, to maintain the quality, and quantity, what we is more important, that is how to store the food and how to preserve the food. Okay, so that is important. As you know that in our home also, suppose mango season is in the summer season only, but these mangoes are there, we can store it for whole years in the form of pickle, otherwise in the form of the what that mangoes we are making, mother is making some of the mangoes, that burfi type of something she is making, and she is keeping in the airtight means jar is there inside it, she is keeping. Again she is making jam, pickles. So these are the things. Okay, by these methods what happens, we can enjoy the fruits, seasonable fruits for whole year. So for that it is important, that is how to study food storage and the preservation. We have learned about various methods of food storage, safe storage of food, like freezing, okay, drying, boiling, airtight packing, etc. So this freezing, what happens, duration of the lifespan is increasing. Drying, it also what happens, if the water content get evaporate, for example papads, okay, otherwise kurudais are there, we can dry, otherwise that groundnuts or any grains, if we dry it, okay, in the hot sun, then what happens, they are durable and we can store it for a long time. Boiling also what happens, we can store the food material for some time. It may be milk, it may be the curry, so we can boil it, its lifespan increases. Otherwise airtight packing, if we keep these things in the airtight packing, then what happens, its duration is also what happens, increases. As you know that air has so many bacteria, when it enters inside the food, they spoil the food. These different methods prevent the growth of the microorganisms. That is, in all these methods, which are those methods, freezing, drying, boiling, and keeping the things in the airtight packing, these all things are there, or these all methods are there. What they are doing, they are preventing, the main thing, they are preventing the growth of microorganisms in the food, and thereby save the food from the spoiling. And because of these methods, the spoiling of food can be, what happens, we can stop by this method. Next, food protection and food preservation. So first thing from this is the food protection. Food protection, prevention of food spoilage by microbial growth and infestation by pest is called as a food protection. As you know that if food is there, if we keep it as it is only, then in most of the summer season what happens, the milk gets spoiled, otherwise the sabji, it becomes sticky, okay, some type of that the sticky bad smell is coming from this. So for this what, food protection, prevention of food spoilage, we have to stop or prevent the food spoilage by from whom, from the microbial growth, and infested by the pest, it is called as a food protection. Next, food preservation. Food preservation, use of various preservatives. Here we have to prevent the food from the pest, but here use various preservatives. Which are those preservatives? Maybe salt, you know that in pickle salt we are adding, otherwise jam inside sugar is there. So these are working as a food preservative in the particular foods. Use of various preservatives to prevent for a long period time food spoilage due to the internal factors, it is called as food preservation. Okay, so by preservation method we can store, for example here that pickle will come, it may be jam, okay, jam, pickle, these things are there we can store for a long time by using these preservatives, that is salt and the what, salt and the sugar. Next here what they give, that we will see, and then we will move towards the next point. National Institutions Food and Drug Administration, this is the government organization. What is it? National Institution and Food Drug Administration, this is a government organization that control production and distribution of the food. It controls the production and the distribution of the food and drug by their standardization. Okay, by their standardization, it means check the food content, its a time and all, it is what happens, it is checking by this institution. The food safety and standardization, what is FSSAI? So F for food, the second S for safety, third at second place, second S is for standardization, A for authority, and I for India. This is a long form of FSSAI. So Food Safety and Standardization Authority of India has been established per the Food Safety and the Standardization Act, and its date is Act as a 2006. Okay, and its government website is provided here, www.fssai.government.in and www.fda.maharashtra.government.in. If you visit this, you will get the information about these websites. Okay, now the next it is the, we will see the different methods of the food protection. Different methods of the food protection. So here it is food protection, and that food protection's different methods we will see. So first method is the freezing. Okay, for freezing we are using the fridge at home, our home, okay, or the, and in large scale if we have to preserve the food by freezing method, for example bedanas are there. Okay, so for that what, there is a cold storages are there in the many places. At that place so many farmers are there, they can store their food. Otherwise milk is there, otherwise milk products are there. So for that we are using the what, cold storages. So first we will see the freezing, food methods of food what, protection. Inside we will see freezing. So biological and chemical reaction in food material are slow down at the low temperature. Which temperature is decreases, when temperature is decreases, the biological and chemical reaction, the speed of biological and chemical reaction, what happens, it of food material, it becomes slow, and as a result the food remains good condition for longer duration. Okay, if we are keeping the things in fridge, you will notice that if we keep it as it is only outside the fridge and inside the fridge, you will notice that what, which food get spoiled, the fruit which is we are keeping it outside the fridge. And why it is there? Because either outside the fridge, what is there, temperature is more, and temperature increases, the biological and the chemical reaction takes place very fast, and that is why refrigerators are used in the kitchen. And for long scale, just I told you, the what, cold storages are used. Next it is the smoking. So smoking, inside what they are doing, so food is preserved with the help of smoke. So aluminum phosphide is used in this method. So food material is there, if we give smoke to it, if we use the smoking method, or we are saying smoke is there, if we give to it dhur, we are saying to it, okay, give to it, then what happens, its lifespan increases. Next method is the use of insecticides. Okay, so which are those insecticides? That malathion is the insecticide. It is spread on gunny bags. Gunny bags means sacks. Have you seen the sacks where the grains are stored? So these bags are called as a gunny bags containing food grains. Okay, so these bags are there. So here in the picture, if you see, here it is gunny bags are there, gunny bags, and these bags inside what happens, the food is what happens, food grains, that is jawar, it may be bajra, this way the farmer is keeping this in these sacks inside all the foods, and these gunny bags are there. If we throw this insecticide on these bags, then what happens, the attack of the insect we can prevent. So here on that gunny bags, malathion is insecticide is sprayed on the gunny bags. Okay, gunny bags where the food grains are keeping. Next is the irradiation. What is the method? Irradiation. So in this method, food is exposed to ionizing radiation. What they told you, in this method, food is exposed to ionization radiation such as high energy electrons emitted by accelerators like X-ray, gamma rays, which is emitted by radioactive isotopes. Okay, if radioactive isotopes are there, they are emitting the rays, and these rays, if we say rays falls on the fruits, otherwise the potato inside also, what happens, the rays falls, then what happens, it's that sprouting can be stopped or it can be controlled. So these are the which are the rays they are using, X-ray, gamma rays, they are emitted by radioactive isotopes, or what happens, get bombarded on these potatoes and fruits. So what happens, we can increase the lifespan of this food material. Now this process destroys microbes, insects, etc. Shelf life of fruits increases. Okay, if microbes destroys and insect destroys, then what will happen, the lifespan of the fruit definitely increases, and due to increase in ripening period, and ripening period is also what happens, we can increase the shelf life of the potatoes and onions increases due to slowed down sprouting. Okay, as you know that if we potato we keep it as it is, or onions in the in our that in as it is, then what happens, from the eyes, the small trees, what happens, that sprouts are coming, and from that sprout happen, what happens, it grows the plant, means this we can avoid. Okay, this we can avoid by what, by ionizing the radiations. Which radiations? That is X-rays and gamma rays on the fruits and the potatoes on it. Next, it is the uses of inert gases. So here it is inert gas. So which inert gas? Nitrogen gas is filled in the airtight packets of the potato vapors. Have you seen potato vapors packets are there? There is some air is present inside it. It is packed. So that packet, some only vapors are there in it, but packet is fully, what happens, it is air is present inside it. Actually it is not the air, then it is a gas. And which gas is that? That is a nitrogen gas, and because of it, what happens, the rancidity of that material or the potato, what happens, can be avoided. So here what they told you, nitrogen gas is filled in the airtight packets, packets of potato vapors and other food products like that you are eating, that dals are there, otherwise that kurkures are there, in it nitrogen gas is filled inside that packet, thus preventing the growth of the fungus and infect insects in them. Okay, so and why this nitrogen gas or gases are filled in it? To prevent them from the growth of fungus and insect on them. Next, it is the use of preservatives. So as I told you, salt, sugar, oil, we are using in olden times from our home also for making which the jam, otherwise pickles for it. So here these are the natural preservatives. First we will see the natural preservatives, and next we will see the chemical preservatives. So natural preservative, some naturally available materials, and which are those materials? Salt, sugar, oil are used as a preservative in the pickle, jam, muramba, petha, etc. Okay, so these things are there that we can use. Salt, sugar, oil. Ask your grandmother or your mother which things is added in the mango pickle to increase its duration or to make it tasty. So which things she will tell you? That definitely the salt she is using, sugar, oil, these things she is using, and due to this what happens, the microbes cannot attack on these jams and pickles, and we can store it for more than what 6 months, 1 year, also 1-2 years we can say, use these jams and pickles for eating. And muramba means only jam, mangoes muramba that we are our grandmother is making at home in the season of that mango, and afterwards we can use this muramba for whole year, or mango we can eat by this way for whole year. Next it is the chemical preservatives. So which are the chemical preservatives? The acetic acid, that is the vinegar, citric acid, sodium benzoate, and some nitrate and nitrite salts are the examples of chemical preservative. So these we have to keep in your mind. Which are the acetic acid means only vinegar, citric acid it is present in the lemon, sodium benzoate and some nitrite salt are some of the examples of chemical preservatives. They are used in the sauces. For making sauce, these preservatives are using. Okay, sauce, jellies, jam, and packages ready to cook vegetables. Okay, ready to cook vegetable packets are there. In it also what happens, these chemicals are using, and ready to eat food, etc. And these preservatives keep the food for safe for very long duration. Okay, so these are the chemical preservatives, and these preservatives what happens, increases the lifespan of the food material. Okay, so which are those I told you? The natural chemical preservative. This question may be asked you. They will find the odd man out. Sugar, salt, oil and acetic acid. So acetic acid will come outside because acetic acid is a chemical preservative. Salt, sugar, oil is a natural preservatives. And they may be asked you this type of question: acetic acid, citric acid, sodium benzoate and sugar. At that time you have to take sugar outside because sugar is natural, and that of the acetic acid, citric acid, sodium benzoate, these are the chemical preservatives. So such a type of question they may be asked you on these two. Next method is the pasteurization. So what is pasteurization? This method involves heating of milk or other similar foodstuff up to certain temperature. Okay, this method involves heating of milk or other similar foodstuff up to certain temperature. For example, milk pasteurization we are doing. So milk we have to heat up to 80 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes. We have to keep the milk for 80 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes and cool it quickly. Quickly we have to cool. Then this destroys the microbes present in the milk, and by this method, is called as a pasteurization. We have to milk we have to keep at a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes, and after immediately we have to cool it, and this method is called as a pasteurization. And due to this method what happens, the microbes which are present in the milk get destroyed, and what happens, the lifespan of milk increases, means only it keeps milk for a longer duration. Okay, so this is the method called as a pasteurization. Now we will see the video which shows the pasteurization, and then we will continue our lesson.
Pasteurization means that the milk has been heated up to a temperature high enough to destroy any germs that could make you sick. The heat also destroys enzymes that make milk spoil, so
now you saw by this boiling what happens, that enzymes are there, it get destroyed. Okay, see again.
Heat also destroys enzymes that make milk spoil, so pasteurized milk stays drinkable for a longer time.
Okay, you saw that whenever we are boiling the milk, the microbes which are what happens responsible for the spoiling of milk, and also the enzymes which are responsible for the spoiling of milk, what happen, get destroyed. See here, at high temperature when we boil the milk.
Heat it up to a temperature high enough to destroy any germs that could make you sick. The heat also destroys enzymes that make milk spoil, so pasteurized milk stays drinkable for a longer time. The process is named for the French scientist Louis Pasteur. During the 1860s, he figured out that wine and beer could be kept from spoiling if they were heated to about 57 degrees Celsius for a few minutes. Eventually, people figured out that the same process could be applied to other foods and drinks, especially dairy, to make them safer to eat and drink. Well, if you milk a healthy cow, the milk will usually be safe to drink. But dairy farms at the start of the 20th century were often dirty, filled with sick cows and sick people. Bacteria often ended up in the milk, making dairy products unsafe to consume. Pasteurization made milk safer, and the United States Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, began to pass laws to require it.
Now you saw how the germs are present on that cow who is giving milk, and how the microorganism presents in the milk, and these microorganisms what happens because the milk get spoiled, and for that we are using the method of pasteurization. And that pasteurization, what happens, it is this method is what happens derived by whom? That great scientist Louis Pasteur, and that we will see in our next lecture. So today we will stop here only. So okay, thank you.